Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to talk about things I wish I thought about more in depth before I started my candle business. These things that I'm going to mention, they're not particular to candle business, but any small business in particular. We're also gonna have some Chick-fil-A because I'm very hungry and it's getting cold. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So we got waffle fries, of course. We also got chicken nuggets. And we also got the spicy deluxe chicken sandwich. And the honey roasted barbecue and the barbecue sauce. Oh crap, straws. It's fine, we'll go without. Let me grab my iPad so I don't miss any points. I did write them down in the notes app. So we're gonna start with that. This might be messy. This is my first time actually making a video and eating at the same time. Okay. The first thing is marketing and product photography. So guys, because I'm relatively an introvert and I recently, okay, this won't work. This won't work. This is so good. Yeah, this won't work. I'm gonna eat real quick and come back to the video. Okay guys, I'm back. I can't do this. I can't do the eat and talk at the same time. I thought it would be fun to add something into my video other than me just sitting in my boring studio area just talking to you guys, but I don't see how it's gonna work out. I have to figure it out. But anyways, so we're gonna talk about the things I didn't think about in depth when I started my candle business. So the first thing, as I said in the previous clip, was marketing and product photography. The reason why those two were kind of hard for me is when I started my candle business, I just jumped right in. I didn't think of, registering my business, the state, stuff like that in the beginning. I thought about it like maybe 2 weeks after. But marketing and product photography, I am not good with photos or videos. As you can see from the poor quality of my videos, I am not good with lighting or editing or angles or taking pictures or taking videos, things like that. Those are not my strong suit. I was never one of those 20-something-year-olds who were all into, my god, selfie. I still don't know how to take a selfie properly. But being an introvert, it did play into that part of my business. So marketing, you can always, post a picture on Instagram, write a caption about it, and put an call to action button by sending people to your website or to your Etsy or wherever you have your platform for your products on. It seems easy, but you have to remember that product photography sells a lot. People buy your products based off what they see. We're all visual creatures, not just men. We're all visual creatures. So if you have really amazing, very aesthetic photos, they will attract customers, and then they'll click on that and get into what your product is about. So product photography for me is still a big issue. I am working on it. I am constantly watching YouTube videos about lighting and angles. I'm still not getting it correctly. But slowly but surely we're getting there. As for marketing, I haven't done much marketing. The only platform I've used so far is Instagram. I made a Facebook and I still haven't made a time to go over there and set up marketing for my products, join groups, stuff like that. I need to work on that. The most important marketing tool I can think about for Instagram is placing ads, which I've said before. I do plan on having ads on my Instagram profile for my shop in 2021 to see how it works, if I can gain any attraction from that. The next thing was finding another person in the same niche and asking for help. Now, I did ask for help. I did ask Jeff Stanley from Stanley Handcrafted. I did send him a few texts and he did respond. But the thing is, I had already made products and sent them out before I had asked for his help. No, don't get me wrong. These issues that I was having with candle making weren't major issue that affected the product and how it works. There are more cosmetic issues. So I was having like wet spots and like jar adhesion. And for me, as a creator, for anyone as a creator, you want your products to look perfect. It doesn't matter if you're a perfectionist or not. You want the best of your product to go out there, especially when you're just getting started, because first impression is everything. So I was having these issues when I was making candles as a hobby, but I was making candles for myself. So for me, it wasn't important. But then, you know, people complain about everything these days. So I wasn't sure if I knew that having a wet spot in my candle wouldn't affect it. Let me show you the wet spot look like. So I'm not sure if you can tell, but this is a wet spot where you can see the little bubble right there where it pulled away from the jar. This is what you call a wet spot. And at first, I was like, oh, but will people complain about it? Stuff like that. The good thing is that my candles come in black and white jars. So if I did have that issue, it didn't really show. But I still didn't like it though, from a cosmetic point of view. And now that I do have candle in this jar and it's clear, it's easy to see what's going on with the wax. Now, I do have a few that actually have the wet spots or the pulling away from the jar. It doesn't affect the quality or the burn of the candle. It's just cosmetic. But I am still working on making sure that doesn't happen. And this happens because it's cold. The jar is cold and the wax is hot, so it pulls away from the jar. But I knew of those issues going in. I didn't think about asking someone to help me to fix them or even researching. And candle videos aren't that popular on YouTube, so it wasn't something I could just go and YouTube it and get this multiple. I like multiple sources. I don't like just one source. So it's not like I could just Google that or YouTube it and get several persons telling me the same thing. The third point was tracking my expense and setting a budget. So I am bad with money. Should I even say that on camera? But I am bad with money when it comes to my business, not my personal life, when it comes to my business. So I did have a certain amount of money set to buy the things I needed to start my candle business. Initially, I was going to start with only jar candles. And once I got onto the websites, I was buying things to make wax melts as well and sample sizes, which ended up spending outside my budget, which wasn't a good thing, because when I was setting the profit margin for my candles, I didn't incorporate the extra money I spent out of pocket to get the things that I needed to start. And speaking of prices, do not do this part. I almost did. Luckily, I didn't, because it would have literally impacted my business in a big way. I did initially plan on pricing my candle based off a competitor, which is another small creator. Now, this creator and I use the same size jar, and I figured if I sell my candle cheaper than hers, then probably I'll get more sales than she does. Wrong. Bad thinking. Because for one, we don't use the same wax. The cost of my goods and the cost of her goods are different. If you buy things in small quantities, it is more expensive than buying in bulk. I don't know if she buy her stuff in bulk, and I don't know how close she is to a supplier. For me, each time I ship my items, it costs me around $30 to $50 to get a shipping here, because I buy stuff from Flaming Candle, Candle Supply, Candle Science, Candle Supply, California Candle Supply, and those are far away from me here in New Jersey. So it does cost money to get things to me. So I have to incorporate the cost of shipping into the cost of my candle. Now there are people who live driving distances from suppliers, so they're not paying for those shipping prices that I'm paying. So their cost of goods is based off that. And I had to realize I can't go ahead and base my price off theirs. Two different creators, two different products being used, might be the same jar, the same size container for the wax, but it's completely different for us. So I had to learn that part, and it's a good thing I did watch a few more videos before I went ahead and do that, because that would have been a big mistake for my business. The next one is expecting a ton of sales in the beginning, which I'm trying to say is just be patient. So I've said before, about 2 or 3 videos back, I was on Etsy, and a few months into Etsy, I didn't see any sales, so I came off Etsy. And I mean no sales, not one sale. I was getting a few views here and there per week, nothing past 10 views per week. And a few months, and I was like, no, whatever, get enough Etsy, I'm just gonna stick with Shopify only. I am gonna try Etsy again for 2021. I'm gonna take my own advice and try to be patient. I'm gonna also work on marketing my products, because you have to remember, when you're going into a small business, you're in a niche of different creators. You have to make your products stand out to attract customers to you and to your shop or to your store. Marketing your products is also important. For me, it's kind of harder to market my products because, again, I'm an introvert, so I didn't have a great Instagram following to begin with. So other than my friends and family, there was no one else for me to market my products to online. And right now I'm sitting at 202 followers on Instagram, which is nowhere close to where I'd hope to be, but at the same time, no one knows me. So there goes that. The other one is time management, and for me this part is very important, and this is the most important of them for me. So back in September, I quit my job of 7 years. I was a general manager for a very popular food chain restaurant, but I wasn't happy with the job initially, and I was always depressed. So side note, I suffer from depression, and it was making my depression even worse, because you guys know working in the food industry is horrible. Working in the food industry is horrible. You add the pandemic on top of it, and then me trying to find some sort of happiness with my mom during her cancer treatments at the same time made it even worse. The only thing that brought me joy was making candles. So once I decided to take the candle to a business level, I needed to figure out time to make candles. And I was working 12 hours per day at my job, guys. I would be working from the 9 to 8, 9 to 9, or 2 to 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon to 2 in the morning. And I would literally come home after working a 12-hour tiring, miserable shift to make candles. So it cut into my personal life at home. It cut into my personal life with myself. There was no downtime for me, and then I wasn't sleeping. So you add all of those and put me back the next day repeating it. I was going to an already miserable job, miserable. So I was tired all the time, and I wasn't managing my time correctly. And then, because I'm so smart, I figured, let's do this on my day off. Still wrong. It was still so wrong, because on my days off, I would spend those time making candles or like testing candles. And testing a candle takes time. So I would take the whole day to test candles, and I'll fall back on laundry. I wouldn't be eating. Like, I'll cook and then leave the food and not eat it. I'll be working on candles and I'll be so tired, I'll go to sleep hungry. Wake up the next day, not wanting to eat, just go to work again, and then rinse and repeat all over again. So it affected my health, not managing my time properly. So I quit my job. And I don't want to say I quit my job for my kind of business. I quit my job for my mental health. I was not getting better. I was more miserable. I was more irritable at work, and everything triggered me. Everything pissed me off. All my employees were pissing me off, even though some of them were really great employees. The smallest thing they did triggered me. So I had to give something up, and I had to reorganize my life, learn to compartmentalize and figure out that balance between your, if you're working, most of us are, your first job, your business, and your family slash personal life. We have to learn how to compartmentalize and balance those three, and figure it out from there. But yeah, guys, those were the few things that I didn't think. Oh, there's one more thing. Register my business with the state. I did do that 3 weeks in, but I didn't think about it to begin, to be honest, until I saw a video about registering your business at LLC. I didn't think about that. It would be good if you're planning on selling online long term to register your business for LLC with your state. I won't go into the procedure of it because every state is different. For New Jersey, I did it online and it cost me about $185 in total to get it done. But yeah, guys, those were the things that I didn't think about when I started my candle business. Well, I thought about it, but not in depth, or I didn't deem them important to begin with. So if you plan on starting a business, think about, make a plan, guys. Don't just jump into it without any plan. It doesn't have to be an in-depth, detailed plan, but write down what you're going to need. Suppliers, where you're going to get your supplies from. Can you afford to be paying shipping from those suppliers? Product photography, or you're going to do those yourself, you're going to have someone do them for you. Marketing, you're going to plan on marketing through Facebook, Instagram, or both, or using YouTube, or things like that. You have to think about how to maintain your business before you jump right into doing it, because then you find yourself trying to make products to fulfill orders, but trying to fix and build your business at the same time. And I'm not saying you're gonna get everything done before you start. I'm saying start with the most important details first before you jump into selling your products. You want to make sure the first batch of your products that goes out gives a really good and lasting impression that will get customers to return to you to buy your products. So think about it, guys. Think about things that need to get done before you start your business. That is it for today. I'm gonna try to figure out how to eat and do a video at the same time. Probably won't work. We're gonna change the whole branding of this YouTube channel, but we're gonna try. Well, guys, thank you for watching. Click the like and subscription button, please. I'd really appreciate it. And if you want to check out my candles, please do not have to buy. Just go and check out, refer to someone who might like candles. But thank you guys so much, and like always, stay safe.